Hi, and welcome back to Between Mothers and Daughters. This is episode 3.
Because if you can't tell your mother, who can you tell?
It's November, and we have holidays on the brain. We have finally come to this point of the year where it is time to celebrate.
It is time to celebrate, and what we're going to celebrate first are these outfits. What do you have on, ma'am?
So I picked up these pants from Nordstrom. Don't ask me who they're by. Got on my little favorite fall cream boots and a turtleneck. I always feel like Steve Jobs when I wear a turtleneck. Very professional, very smart.
Channeling Steve Jobs. I have on H&M Edition a sweater. I don't know who the skirt is. The boots are Givenchy. And yeah, just a white button up underneath. Okay, so the pants, can they stay here with me?
Guys, this is my first time wearing these pants, and my mother is notorious for asking somebody for the shirt off their back. We'll think about it.
Or the pants off their butt.
Yeah,
Okay, so.
in that case, too. Or the glasses off their face. That was Ariel, our producer, saying that because my mom did try and get some glasses off of her face.
And she did not give them to me, but that's neither here nor there. That's a whole nother story.
Good for her. And so, speaking of outfits, are you the type to dress up for Thanksgiving to the living room, or are you the type to be cozy comfy on Thanksgiving in the living room?
So, because our family has a Christmas party every year and we have to dress up to the nines, sequins, feathers, and all, Thanksgiving I try to do more relaxed. And you, ma'am?
I think that I'm somewhere in the middle because I am in the kitchen these days on Thanksgiving. I've graduated from the kids' table, so now it is expected that I will be up early, even maybe the night before helping, and I do take that serious. I remember the food being top-notch my whole childhood on Thanksgiving, so I like to help carry that tradition now that I am of age. So yeah, I like a something cute for the pics because obviously we're going to take a lot of pictures in this family, but also something where I can have my second plate and not feel uncomfortable.
Okay, so I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time you cooked Thanksgiving dinner by yourself?
At our old house. Yes. I was
Do you remember how old you were?
I don't know how old I was, but I was young. I don't know if I was like 6th grade, maybe.
And we had a social experiment at home. You know, one of the things that I've done is personal chef and or cook for a long time. And so at some point I said, Kamaria must know how to cook, right? And so I sat in a chair in the dining room and instructed from the chair in the dining room while she put together, you remember your menu?
I definitely remember making greens. I remember making yams. We did a turkey. I can't remember what else, but maybe cornbread. But yeah, it was a real Thanksgiving dinner.
You did a sweet potato pie.
I did a sweet potato pie. Yeah, I did make that.
Yeah.
And that paid off.
And you made, what am I famous for?
Oh, macaroni.
She did the macaroni and cheese.
Which has now become one of my most requested things. People ask me to make my mom's macaroni. So.
Well, I'm famous for 2 things. What's the other?
The macaroni, not the dressing, because that's Granny. The sweet potato pie is Grandpa. Oh, the sweet potato cheesecake.
The pumpkin cheesecake.
Pumpkin cheesecake, right. Pumpkin cheesecake, which is off the chain, and I can't wait to have some this year.
But I haven't mastered my mother's dressing, but I have mastered my father's.
I will say no one has. I don't care what restaurant it is, who house I'm at, nobody can do that dressing like Granny.
Okay. So what are you looking forward to this holiday season?
So this holiday season, I am looking forward to eating Thanksgiving dinner with my boyfriend and his family.
Oh, has there been a change of plans? Am I invited? Is there something happening I don't know about? What's going on?
So yeah,
fill us in.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend Thanksgiving with my boyfriend and at his dad's house. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And where would that be?
We'll be in Kentucky. So yes.
Oh. And now you know as I know.
Yeah, what are you looking forward to this Thanksgiving?
What I'm always looking forward to, some peace, some quiet, some rest. I think last year Thanksgiving, I was in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. I did a trip with Damon, one of my good friends, Damon, and we spent Thanksgiving there. Isn't that true? The day after or something?
Yeah, it was sometimes around that time. Yeah, I'm trying to remember where I was on Thanksgiving last year. I know.
Okay, so wait a minute. That means I'm free for the holidays, at least for Thanksgiving. So you're not taking me to Kentucky. Oh, okay, so I'm not going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next trip.
I think
it's my first time, so.
I think I'm clear on it.
Let me warm it up and let you know, scope the scene.
Let's see if you like it.
We'll see.
Okay.
But yes, that is what I'm looking forward to, and hopefully hopefully I'll be able to cook something, whip something up. Last Thanksgiving I did. I tried a new recipe and I made some, I can't remember what it's called, but it was like a sweet potato pecan cake. I found the recipe on Instagram. It was delicious. Everyone loved it. So probably make something like that.
Okay, so we're spending, and normally we spend our Thanksgivings together.
Normally, yeah. We have grown into an interesting family tradition on Thanksgiving. I think it started when I was living in Sacramento when we started to do family vacation, Thanksgiving at an Airbnb, so vacation. So when I was living in Sacramento, I decided to go ahead and get a big cabin on Lake Tahoe and have everybody come to Tahoe. And we did Thanksgiving there, and that was the first of our family trip Thanksgivings, and that was just such a memorable experiences. My nieces had a blast. As a family, we had a great time.
I was about to say there was a bear on the back porch.
Yes, as Ariel, as our producer, just reminded us, we saw a bear on that trip. Tahoe is famous for bears and all types of wildlife, but we were right on the water. It was just the most gorgeous sunsets and the most gorgeous mornings and very peaceful. My dad was there. We went as a family.
We talked about whether or not I wanted a relationship in the last podcast. But one of the things that's true about our family is that Kamaria's dad is part of our family, right? And we have been divorced we've been separated since she was 3. And we have been technically divorced since she was 7, but every Christmas, Thanksgiving, where there's an opportunity, he spends it with us. And so if I were ever to have a partner in my life, he'd have to understand if Kamaria says Philip is coming, Philip is just coming. He is no threat to you. He's just part of our family unit.
Yeah, and that Thanksgiving tradition is just something that I've come to cherish so much, and it's also very special for me because I was able to start it as an adult with a little bit of adult money, able to get that together.
And she actually started this for us because, as she said, it was her first one, Tahoe, and she said beautiful sunsets. The next one was Sunset Beach in North Carolina.
Yeah, we did the next Thanksgiving in Sunset Beach, and also just gorgeous, once again, on the water.
On the water, and they took fishing rods out there and fished and all that. And so when we say family units, my mother, my father's deceased, so my mother, her 2 daughters, our children, and their partners and husbands or whatever, my sister's husband, Philip, Kamaria's dad. So we all get together as a unit to celebrate the holidays.
Yeah, even Nande, our 27-year-old bird, came to Sunset Beach with us. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. We're all under one roof.
My grandbird, which I've been left to raise. We'll talk about it later.
So yes, but I'm definitely looking forward to the holidays this year. Are you thinking you'll be in the kitchen? Or if you end up doing the holidays rest and relaxation solo style, will you cook or will you order in?
I need to cook more. I'm not sure that I will cook. My downtime has become so important to me. You know, I love one of my favorite things to do outside of shopping is to couch potato.
Yeah.
So I will probably play couch potato, and maybe I'll treat myself to a chef coming by the house and preparing it for me or something.
And speaking of that, since you used to be a chef and you said your relationship with cooking has changed, how do you feel about that? Because I know you do enjoy your food, but it is time consuming to cook and your schedule is pretty busy. Do you miss cooking at all? Or?
I miss I miss the health that I had from eating my own food. But also, I miss the health that food used to provide. That's a whole nother topic. We could get into that later. But, I don't trust the soil. I don't trust the product. I don't trust the meat. I don't trust and the part about traveling is like when you're going places and you eat all that you want to eat, including dairy and cheese, and you're not sick, but being sick, food making you sick here in the States. But again, I digress.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah,
I miss the health of food, though. I do.
But you don't miss the act of cooking. Like for me, I'm in my cooking era where I love roasting a whole chicken on Sundays if I don't have anything to do. Cooking feels very therapeutic, being able to go to the farmer's market, sourcing ingredients. Like you don't miss the act of doing it.
I actually don't. And I used to love that. That was such a big part of who I was. And yeah, so with evolution, I do not miss it. But I still want to be a healthier version of me. And I have to figure out how to get back to that without cooking.
And if you were to do the solo Thanksgiving, I know you're still figuring out what you'll do. What do you think about? Because I know a lot of people listen and say, "Oh, being alone on Thanksgiving is so sad." I know you don't feel that way.
I don't.
Yeah.
You know what? And I understand those who don't have family and or friends that they can celebrate with. And I don't know why I don't have that. I don't know why. I don't know what about me makes me that detached. And I guess, I hear lots of theories about it, but I guess it's because it hasn't gone anywhere. I can reach out, I can touch it. And if I can't reach out and touch it, like if something were to happen to my family members where I no longer had access to them, like my father, I cherish all the things that he shared with me, and I can't reach out and touch him anymore. But if something were to happen to you or my mother, I would create situations where I would be okay.
And so for you, being alone is one of those things where you're okay. It feels good.
It feels regular. And I don't know that it feels good because like being with people feels bad, being with people, but I'm also easily, what is that called? Overstimulated?
Overstimulated, yes. Especially by family, as we all are.
Well, because we're working on so many, I personally have been working on so many things. I think that families come with sometimes generational curses, and we are breaking, what did I say the word? We're doing what?
Breaking curses?
We're breaking generational curses.
Yeah.
I have really changed things for our lineage, even in how I raised Kamaria, that sort of thing. So I also think that if you're going home to see family and they trigger you, maybe that's not the best environment for you.
Unfortunately, I think most people are most triggered by their family because those are the people who created the triggers. They know where they are. They know how to do it. They don't even think before they do it half the time. And I think that you and I, just our relationship, we work to not trigger each other, but we're easily triggered by one another. And so if you're not aware of it, it could turn catastrophic in some cases.
So I think that everyone has a different stage in their healing process and their healing journey. I think that probably you are one of the only family members left that could probably trigger me, right? Because my mother doesn't trigger me anymore. Now, will she say something that will send somebody else through the roof? Well, absolutely, because that's just her MO, right? She means no harm, or whatever the saying is, but I don't have to be triggered by it anymore. My sister, who all of a sudden has this new theory of who my mother is constantly or randomly triggered by her, and I'm like, girl, what? She's been saying the same thing for 20 years. You're just not hearing it? So, but I can go because I'm not easily triggered by it. But if you have a family situation where you are triggered, try being alone.
Well, because that is, I guess, solid advice, try being alone. But for the people who want to maintain those relationships but are triggered by their mother, is there any advice that you could give them, without giving specifics about your mother, for how to still stay in that relationship?
Well, why do you want to maintain it? So if you have a reason, you have to figure out the why.
Right.
Because if you're doing something, please tell me why you're doing it. Right. Because if you can make it make sense, then I understand, and then maybe you can understand and move forward. If you're doing it because, like I've always said, there's 3 people I will never get rid of: my mother, my sister, and my niece. Like, and they can do things.
Oh, I didn't make the list? Great.
Oh, well, you're a given. Because they can do things that I might say, and this may sound wrong, but my sister, I've said it to her a million times and she gets it. If you were not my sister, I wouldn't know you. I don't know people like you. I don't know people who get down like you. I don't know people who process thoughts like you. If you were not my sister, I would not know you. Sometimes I can't believe we're raised in the same household. And you know what? And she says, same. But my sister, I just came back from a weekend-long trip with her. We had the best of times. I love my sister. I understand who she is and how she is. And she'll always have my support. I'll always have her support. And that just is what it is.
Yeah, as much as they might argue, there's no 2 people
not
who will
even
jump
argue,
you faster.
Because we don't argue much anymore.
Yeah, or as much as you might not see eye to eye.
See eye to eye.
Yes.
Are you looking at your camera too?
I am. But yeah, I definitely have seen y'all gang up on people.
Right. So that's my sister regardless. So the advice for someone who is seeking to have relationship with people that they still consider toxic: 1, are you healed enough to be in that space? 2, why are you doing it?
Right, because you think if you're doing it just for the sake of title, well, oh, this is my mother. That's not
enough reason
to stay in something that's maybe even abusive.
So, and then, can you move past the abuse?
Right.
Can you see the abuse, recognize it for what it is, and say, listen, I don't have to participate simply because I'm here.
Those are good questions to ask yourself if you're struggling with defining those relationships within your family and you're asking yourself, is it worth it? I think that, there are times where you might need to remove yourself from a
Do
situation.
you have spaces like that where you feel like you need to remove yourself because they're toxic and you can't move in them?
Absolutely. I think that right now you and I are in a very healed part of our journey,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that there were times where we butt heads more than we do now, and we had to take moments to kind of heal ourselves and come back to
Why?
each other. Why what?
Why do we have those moments and spaces? Because I think they existed more for you than me.
I don't know. I just think that we've been through so many different eras, I feel like you have grown in each of your relationships and each of the spaces between your relationships. But for example, for your last marriage, I was too triggered by that whole situation. We didn't talk a lot,
That's fair. I get that.
You
Yeah.
know?
Because, when I think about all the things that we've grown through, okay, because I've changed a lot, you've changed some, but the thing that I feel good about is, and you said you didn't make the list. You're automatically 1,000% on the list. You're the header of the list, right? But I have always felt good about our relationship. Like I felt like there were things that we never dealt with, like too much anger, mother-daughter jealousy, or just some strange things, or mother-daughter inaccessibility, lack of consideration. I think that even if we took times apart from each other, it was for consideration, not because of lack of consideration.
What's something that you think you do or did that triggers me that you had to work on or are working on?
Ooh, let me think. Something I do or did. Okay, so I used to say things like, well, it's just true anyway. So I would say it was true so I could say it. I didn't have the soft and fuzzy way of saying it. I was a straight shooter. And of course, I knew that just because it's true doesn't mean that you have to say it. But I would just say it anyhow because why not? It was true.
My biggest one.
What's your biggest one?
So I'm
Oh,
pretty
God.
fit now. I'm in shape. I'm not
Okay.
the most fit. I'm pretty fit. But as a kid, my mom was much skinnier than me. My mom was like a chronic size 00 for most of my childhood. She was a sample sale size girly.
This is true.
I have always been thicker than my mom. I mean, bigger boobs in 5th grade than my mom's ever had.
Correct.
Thighs, all that.
Yes.
My mom had this terrible habit of pinching any part of fat on my back or stomach. She does it to her sister too. And both of us used to literally be like, I'll hit her.
You know what?
I'll
Let me
hit
tell
her.
you. I'm gonna tell you a story. I'm gonna tell you a story. One day I'm riding in the car with one of my friends, right? One of my girlfriends, and she's telling the funny story. And I'm a slapper, hitter, puncher. When someone's telling the funny story. So I touch her thigh, and my finger went into her thigh, and I pulled my finger back, and I thought, I'm gonna have to do that again. She's gonna have to say something funny because I want to touch it. I want to touch it. Right.
Something is wrong with
So
you.
she said something else, and I just stick my finger in her thigh, and I'm like, because I had never had that experience. Like my finger, like
Poor
okay,
skinny girl.
it went in like this, and I said, because when you touch my thigh, it just stopped right there on the top, and I was like, she was so soft, and then I was like, so then I would just I would touch people's arms or little things, then I was like, look at those pieces.
Yeah,
I didn't
did not appreciate that.
It wasn't because I was trying to, I was actually enamored by it. I was like, look at that. It's squeezable. I didn't have any squeezable parts.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah.
That's the truth.
Yes, but that was one I think you've grown out of it.
Because I did not understand that you all had different sensibilities about it and that it was impacting you negatively. But now that I know
She
that.
understood. She heard us.
They said it maybe once or twice. I don't know. But anyway, but yes, so things, you know what, and I think that's the part of growing and or changing, and it's just realizing that everyone's different and obviously receive things differently.
I agree.
Now, and you, on the other hand, what have you done that may have gotten on my last nerve?
I think that what I try to not do so that I don't trigger you is compare anything you do now to what you would consider old Patty.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Because you know what, like sometimes when I'm talking to my sister, you know, she'll tell these things. She's like, well, you know how you are. And I'm like, no, I don't know how I am. You tell me how I am. And she'll tell me the story. And I was like, okay, quick question, pause. And I was like, when's the last time you've seen that version of me? She was like, well, maybe 8 years ago. So then when you tell the story about, you know how I am, and I'm not that way, why do you tell that story? And I'll give you a quick, I told you I was just with my sister. We took a road trip to my mother's house to see about some family things. And on the way back, we had our cousin with us, and her brother don't have some things they need to iron out. And she said to me and Pam, she said, you all seem like you're so okay. Like, how did you get okay? And before I could say a word, Pam said, because of years and years and years of Patty working to make sure we were okay. Because again, I don't have the same sensibilities as my sister. She's very tender, right? And you could say anything to her and she'll overthink it, or she'll cry, or she'll something.
And I'm probably more like her when it comes to
And Kamaria
sensibilities.
is. And then Kamaria would always call me up and be like, you know you can't talk to Pam like that. I'm like, what did you hear that I said? Like, how did it even get to you? How did it make it to you? So now when I talk to my sister, I've learned a language in which I can speak to her in, where she can hear me. And then I've been persistent and gentle because, again, this is a relationship that I'm not willing to give up under any means. I only have one sister, and that's what it is.
I mean, and I'm only speaking for myself because, like I said, I'm a sensitive soul as well. But I also think that you should, and you probably do now, afford yourself more of that gentleness. I think that
More what?
afford yourself more of that gentleness. I don't know how you speak to yourself in your head, but or how I don't know if you think that the sensitivity is just good for me and people like Pam, but I think you deserve a lot of that sensitivity because that's what you've been hoping to attract. I feel like you attracted a lot of hardness because you were dealing in a hard space. But as you become softer and as you become more vulnerable, you will attract people who can respond to that well.
So I think that the biggest thing, yes, and I do need to talk to myself more gently. And sometimes when I'm even teasing my own self and being hard on me, like, girl, you are a mess. This apartment is a mess. Your life is a mess. You can't get nothing together. And none of that's true. And I don't even need to say that out loud and put that in the universe because none of that's true. None of that's true. But the thing that I'm probably working on most right now for myself, if we're talking about my personal journey, is emotional availability. I'm not emotionally available, right? And I know it. And for me, yes.
And for someone who doesn't know what that means, like, what do you mean by I'm not emotionally available? What does that look like? How do you show up when you're being unavailable emotionally?
So, okay, so I'm sympathetic and empathetic, right? I can hear a story. I can give you some advice. I can tell you, if you ask me for something, I can tell you what to do. If you say, how can you spend Thanksgiving alone? Because I'm not emotionally tied to some of the things that I probably should be tied to. Like, I don't have that. I was not raised with that. So when you say what I attract in relationships, I attract narcissistic people because I myself am a caretaker. While I'm a caretaker, I'm devoid of emotion. I'm just going through the emotion, right?
Right.
So I am trying to become a better friend. And that's why I don't have many friends, and that's why I'm also available. Can be alone. I'm just not emotionally available. I'm not up for the shits and giggles. I'm not up for the fluffy. I'm not for the. I don't call my friends. My friends call me. So as I'm evolving as a person at 59, recognizing that, but you know what? And then I have strict boundaries. I have to decide what I want to be emotionally available for. And because I have lived this way for so long, it's not many things that I actually want to be emotionally available for.
So right now, the emotional availability that you're working to get is for friendship, not for romantic partner, not for...
No, we'll start with friendship. Let's do baby steps.
Baby steps.
Now, do you feel like you're emotionally available?
Yes, to the point where that's why I had to create so many boundaries because I am such an empath. I am always wanting to put myself in people's shoes.
Where is that a byproduct of me not having it?
To some degree, yes. I do think I was born this way. I think it's a trait of being a Pisces and all the other things. But I do think to some degree I like how you said, like, if I felt like you were bullying Pam, I would have to bully you because I have to stick up for somebody. Like, I've always felt so strongly like I'm just a big feeler.
Do you feel like I was emotionally available for you?
I feel like for a lot of things, yes. Like, I don't feel like anyone could ever hurt me because you're extremely protective. You're a protector. I don't feel like, though, if I was just insecure or something, like something that you just could not relate to, but I do feel like you would offer me solutions. Do you want to talk to do you want to talk to a therapist? Do you want to go to the gym? Do you want to, like, how can you're like me in the way that I am very solutions oriented. So I was having a conversation with Ariel yesterday. Some people are bonded with their trauma in a way that they make it part of their personality. They have to talk negatively about what bad thing happened in their day. It doesn't matter what good happened in their day. If this person made you so upset in traffic, we've got to talk about it. You know, this person is so annoying, but they've been annoying your whole life. This is the same thing that they've done to annoy you forever. You know, this doesn't fit me, but did you go try on something that looked good on you? Did you look for something that you would like, you know? And I've never been that type of person. I'm always solutions oriented. So I'm not the type of, I can hear people vent, but after your second time telling me the problem, so are you breaking up with him or not? Or, you know, are you going to the gym or not? Are you going to lose the weight or not? So I got that from you, but I am also emotionally available to give people time and space to let it out. But after a while, I'm going to want to get to, so how can I help?
Okay, so at least you did not, even in my emotional devoidness, and because you know what, now I recognized it.
But you also know that Dad is a big feeler. So I was always able to, if I couldn't reach you emotionally,
well, it's funny,
talk to him.
Because when he would upset you, you would come to me. Okay, and I guess.
But I feel like this is just the trait of any kid with divorced parents. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Like when you couldn't pass your driving test with him, then I had to go.
So it's funny because there are certain things, like, you could not teach me how to drive. I don't know if you remember.
I could not teach you how to drive.
We could not be in the car together when I was learning how to drive.
Right.
She was like holding on to every part of the car, and it was
as
just
I should have.
So dramatic. Dad taught me how to drive, but then I needed, I guess, you to be there to help me take the test because it's just like they had different skills.
We really did have a perfect balance. Again, like I think we talked about this in one of the other shows, but I paid for vacations so he could take you on vacation.
Right. And we probably wouldn't have had as much fun on a vacation when I was a kid because you would have wanted to stay in the room and lay down.
You know what? And then, okay, and we talked about that as well, because even when we do vacation, and what's beautiful is, though, knowing what the person you're dealing with has and embracing it. So like when we do vacations together now, you can have a day of planning and I'll trudge along with you with all these plans. And then I can have a day of freedom and you'll just freelance with me, like, where are we going next? I don't know. What is that? Let's go there. So.
Yeah.
So in closing, for the holidays, you're going to be whisked away with a boyfriend?
I am, yes. And I'm going to miss you guys, but I don't feel any type of way because I'll see you guys for Christmas, and in between, we come together pretty well as a family throughout the year, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, we might. Yeah, well, Ariel just said we'll probably be at her house. We might be at Ariel's house.
Is that
Ariel?
the Christmas plan? I mean, somebody let me know something.
Right, yeah.
Okay, so then I'm taking a flight for Thanksgiving. I'm going to go see something, go somewhere. Ew. God willing that the airplanes and TSA and the sky hasn't fallen and the creek hasn't risen. So whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
But anywho, okay, so that's good to know.
Mm-hmm. So before we wrap and before we close up, let's do a quick this or that Thanksgiving edition.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll ask you 5 or 6, and then you can ask me.
Okay.
Sweet potato pie or pumpkin cheesecake?
Sweet potato pie. Less dairy. I can't do dairy anymore.
Okay. Dressing or macaroni?
Don't fight. Let's not fight. We've done so well today. Let's not fight.
Collard greens or mustard greens?
Ooh, collard greens, honey.
Ambrosia. If y'all don't know what ambrosia, sorry, we might be a little too country for y'all right now. Ambrosia or fruitcake?
Ambrosia. And if y'all don't know what ambrosia is, shame on you. Get you some.
A lot of people don't know what that is.
I know. Keep going. That was it.
Okay. Sugar in your greens or hot sauce?
Hot sauce.
I just learned that people are doing the sugar thing. I don't know what's wrong with y'all, but that's crazy.
Okay, mustards or collards?
You know, it's collards for me, but I will say I have been craving some mustards so bad. It's because I never really have them, but as collards still supreme.
Too bitter. Okay, pumpkin cheesecake or sweet potato pie?
Pumpkin cheesecake.
Okay, that tracks. Dressing or macaroni and cheese? Since you want to use fighting words.
I'm going to have to go with the dressing because it's like a delicacy. It's like a delicacy. If Granny's making it, I rarely get it. Once a year, I need it.
Okay. At home or with family or with new family?
Girl,
Did you see? Because you see what she's doing, right?
with all my family.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Is there a difference between dressing and stuffing?
Ariel asks, is there a difference between dressing and stuffing?
Okay, so stuffing, the word stuffing even came from that horrible box known as stovetop. Stovetop stuffing. Dressing is really made with cornbread and
gizzards.
cornmeal and gizzards and like all the things.
Celery, the Holy Trinity. Yeah.
Stuffing is the quick and easy version of
Yes,
dressing.
so the answer is dressing, always.
To make the ancestors happy. All right, well, that wraps it up. And listen, I want you to have a happy Thanksgiving. And just like she did for, any other time in her life, you'll call me when you need me, right?
I will always call you.
Listen, I got a plane ticket if you don't like them people, okay?
So yes, I will have her on standby.
Okay, all right.
Well, thank you guys for joining us for episode 3. Once again, this has been Between Mothers and Daughters.